All right, Tom Dees, Super Tuesday is here. Super Tuesday is here, and in Tennessee alone, big time. 58 delegates are up for grabs, and the polls, well, they've been open now for about 45 minutes here in Memphis. And this morning, our political commentator and analysis, Luke Vargas is here with us. He's been following the GOP race since September. He's been focusing on the stories behind the stories, and also looking at the youth vote. Good morning to you. It's good to see you.
Good morning, Greg.
We date back all the way to 2007. First time we had a chance to sit side by side in the flesh. All right, you've been at many GOP candidates' events. You were in Knoxville on Sunday and Monday for both Romney and Gingrich. What did you see in those events that caught your attention?
Well, with Gingrich last night, I was trying to boil down his event into one quick phrase. And the phrase that I settled on was, Newt Gingrich does all the work. This is a theme I've seen since South Carolina, where basically at the Mitt Romney event in Knoxville, there were 6 introductory speakers, 2 musical interludes, a Pledge of Allegiance. And with Gingrich, basically, he's there constructing what feels like to all the people in the room a very personalized and emotional pitch to those people in the room.
Does it also say, you've been to so many of these, does it also say, by the way, that he doesn't have any support? There aren't a lot of people coming to be with him.
Well, he actually had a pretty sizable crowd yesterday.
Okay.
They filled up the room, so maybe if the room had been bigger, there would have been more people there. But I don't see much of a shortage of support here for Newt Gingrich in Tennessee, and if you look at a number of indicators, he's on the up and up here.
You see the candidates evolving. You covered them in Iowa. Here they are now in Tennessee. Sure. What has changed? What's caught your attention?
Well, you have to listen very closely for some of these candidates to hear the changes. For example, with the Mitt Romney campaign, he generally has a boilerplate speech, and it changes more with time than it does in each state. So there are gradual tweaks he puts on his message from week to week, month to month. With Newt Gingrich and Rick Santorum, they're actually a little bit better at going into a state, seizing on a certain hot topic issue, and then trying to convince local voters that their candidacy has resonance with them.
One question I'm going to ask you, does Romney now appear, you've seen him in Iowa, you've seen him in New Hampshire, you've seen him in South Carolina. Here in Tennessee, is he evolving into the guy that says, this race is mine?
Well, I don't know if Tennessee's forcing him into this new narrative, but he's certainly handling himself as if he is the nominee for the party. So in some ways, Tennessee is part of a larger picture. He's got momentum here in Tennessee, along with Newt Gingrich. And Mitt Romney has a right to, I think, consider himself pretty close to being the presumptive nominee at this point.
You took some pictures. Let's show the pictures that you took. I thought we would have shown them by now. This is Super Tuesday. This is basically where? Explain this for me.
Well, this was yesterday at the Knoxville Airport, and that was actually a volunteer, someone who was a friend of someone who was volunteering at the campaign. He was tasked with going out there by the interstate and planting some signs, and obviously there Newt Gingrich with his wife Callista on stage with some supporters around them, and there the Tennessee volunteers flag, as well as a sign that represents Newt's new campaign theme, which is this $2.50 per gallon gasoline. This is the sort of catchphrase that's behind his new energy policy. He's trying to make that be the new theme that gets people back excited about his campaign as gas prices rise.
And who is this here?
These are 3 members of the Tennessee congressional delegation. As a Yankee, I don't know the names of all 3 of them. Maybe you know them better than I do. They were some of the 6 people who introduced Mitt Romney at his campaign event. There's the governor with Mitt Romney and his wife Ann, and then after the event had concluded, Mitt Romney had sort of left the stage and then reemerged a few seconds later holding 2 small children.
So that was that has been the photo op of the day, by the way, with him with the 2 girls. You're saying that he left and he came back.
Right. I guess he must have been walking along the line and shaking hands with people and found 2 very photogenic small children and decided to bring them on stage.
Politicians love babies. All right. Luke is going to join Earl Farrell with more on the perspective of the youth vote, which of course certainly is his forte, which is a big group of voters that also give a lot of time and effort that can help put a candidate over the edge. My friend, good to see you.
It's a pleasure.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. Brian Basham's going to have the forecast.